Today is going to be part one of a four-part series after a recent visit to my favorite coin shop. They always have a 25-cent bin of foreign coins, and this may have been the best I've ever had to choose from going through that bin. So I got so many coins. I got almost 100 coins that I've split this up into four videos. Otherwise, we'd be here for an hour for each video. And these are going to be the first 25 coins out of this. I paid $20 for the whole lot. Normally they are four for $1, but I bought enough that he made them five for $1 this time. So everything that we're looking at on the screen right now is $5. And I'm going to have kind of a running tally after each video to say how much value, book value, I got out of all of these coins. And so let's get started. Over these next four videos, we're going to have some proof coins. We're going to have some coins that are upgrades to my collection because they're in closer to uncirculated condition. We're going to have some coins that have a high foreign exchange value, and I always like picking them up as well. This visit came from about 2 months ago, so that goes to show how long it takes for me to turn around and make a video on something like this. But we're going to start with this coin from Hungary. This one's going to be a 20 filler coin from 1894. Has pretty good details on it. KM 483. This coin in this condition books for $2.50. Morocco is one of those countries that even when I find coins that are relatively not that old, they tend to be more well-worn than those from other countries. This coin's only from 1987, so I guess that makes it 36 years old. This is a 5 dirhams coin. And even this side's kind of well-worn, can't really see the portrait all that well. This one's going to be catalog number Y82. Here is a small aluminum coin from the Vatican City. This one is, it says L2 on it for 2 lira. Also, the coin is dated 1953, but Vatican coins are dated in two different ways. We flip this one over and it mentions the Pope at the time is Pius the 12th, listed as Pontius Maximus, I guess. And then in this corner, there is an XV, which is 15. So this means it was the 15th year of Pius II being the Pope. This coin is KM number 50. Here is a circulating commemorative coin from Poland honoring Marceli Nowotko, who apparently lived 1893 to 1942. This one's going to be a 20 zloty coin from 1976. This one's going to be KM 69. And most of the time, I'm not going to mention the book value in these coins if it's just 15 cents or a quarter or 50 cents. Usually, I'm going to reserve that for the ones that are $1 or more. But this one is not. Despite being older than the American Civil War, French 5 and 10 centime coins from the 1850s are actually not that rare, featuring Napoleon III, Emperor. And if we flip this one over, usually, of course, they are well worn since they are so old, but this one is 5 or 5 centimes, and it shows the eagle on the back. But one thing I want to point out is when you pick these up, look at the mint mark. This one is a double letter B. That is not an error. That's supposed to be two B's that are kind of squished together here. Every coin from France during this time, each mint mark gives it a different catalog number. So the one with the BB mint mark is KM 777.3, and the .3 is the one with the BB mint mark from Strasbourg. This coin books for $1. This coin with the eagle is going to be from Germany in 1981 with a D mint mark. And this is one of those where the foreign exchange value is more than what I paid for it. So this is a 5 Deutschmark coin. There's not a lot to it, but If my memory serves me correctly, the German 5 mark coins or any of the German money pre-euro can still be cashed in. You can't do that with a lot of the other euro countries, but for some reason German allows that even still. So the 5 mark is going to have a foreign exchange value of pretty close to $2.50, which is one of the reasons why I picked this up. Here is a much smaller German coin. This one's made of aluminum. And from the German Empire days, oftentimes one side of the coin just featured this eagle, and the mint mark is really tiny, the letter D. It's going to appear on here twice on both sides there at the bottom. Flip this one over, and this is a 1 Pfennig from 1917. It was only made out of aluminum for 1 year. And so despite making that rare, this one isn't particularly all that valuable. This is a name I'm going to have trouble pronouncing. The Right Honorable Sir, and then it gets harder after that. Siwasagar Ramgoolam, I guess. You're going to see this individual pictured on a lot of the coins from Mauritius, like this 20 cents from 1994. This one's going to be KM53. Here is an alphabet that you don't see very often. I'm not sure if there are a lot of countries that use this outside of Armenia. This coin is going to be one of their lowest denomination coins. This is the 1 dram coin from 1994. It's going to be KM54. Doce Medeo Centésimos de Balboa. This is a coin from Panama, which is a 2.5 centésimos. So this is going to be a half of a 5 centésimos. A lot of these Latin American countries liked having coins that were half something a little bit larger. And in fact, for 1 year, they made a 1.25 centésimos coin. That didn't last very long, but some of these countries you'll find a half of a 25 centésimos coin. I don't know if Panama ever did that, but flip this one over and we're going to see the same portrait of Balboa that we see on a lot of the other Panamanian coins. This one is from 1940. This one's going to be KM16, and this particular version of the coin was only available for 1 year, and it has a book value of $1. Here's a circulating commemorative $1 coin from Australia, dated 2001. There's the portrait of Queen Elizabeth, and we flip this one over. And the coin from 2001 honors the International Year of the Volunteers. And so it looks like on the back here we have kind of a United Nations wreath, I guess, with the letter V on here 3 times, and I guess the V sort of represents people because it has like little heads at the end of the top of the letter V on each side here. So this $1 coin is a 1 year commemorative, KM 682, and this one books for $1.50. A lot of the $1 and $5 coins from Guyana almost look like more like a 1 cent kind of coin. Maybe they've had a lot of inflation, but this one features the rice harvest, and it says the Bank of Guyana, $1. So it shows a couple of hands here holding several different forms of grain, I guess, or rice in this case. On this side, we have Guyana and the crest with the date of 1996. This is one of those coins that I almost always find nearly uncirculated, where it still has a lot of its original luster on it. So this one is KM50. I used to not see this coin from Japan very often, but I found it fairly often here recently, and it's quite an old coin and still has some pretty good luster to it. This is a 1 sen coin from Japan. It's going to be Y number 47. I have it upside down here. As we flip this one over, These coins are not going to have the calendar year on it, but it's going to have the calendar year of the empire reign. So this is Empire Akihito, which a couple of these symbols tell us that. We've got a number 9 on here. If you ever see a symbol that looks like a plus, that means there's going to be tens involved. So year 9 on this coin is going to make it from 1934. This coin in this condition books for $1.50. This coin is a harder to find country, which is why I picked it up, even though it's a little bit corroded here. It is from the country of Malawi. Trying to find the right angle for the light here so you can see the leader who's highlighted here. This particular coin is the 2 Timbala from 1973. This one is KM 8.1. A lot of the German 2-mark coins following World War II feature, there's probably 5 or 6 different circulating commemorative coins that lasted for decades. This one features, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Konrad Adenauer. And this coin is KM 124. It's going to be a 2-mark. The D mint mark on here from 1979. And would have an exchange value of $1 since it's about a mark for 50 cents, but a catalog value of $1.50. I'll pick up any of the South African coins that I tend to find that are newer than 2000, and a 2 Rand coin is one of their larger denomination of circulating coins. This specific one is going to be from 2003, and one of the reasons I tend to pick them up a lot is because the legend changes pretty much every year, and that making it a different coin. So the words that appear on either side of the crest on the reverse side here changes very often, and I have no way of memorizing them all. This one is KM 335, and as it turns out, yeah, I had it. Here's an early design of a Soviet Union coin. This one is a 20 kopecks coin, which features a almost an engraver engraving the denomination of 20 kopecks onto a shield. There in 1933. This one's going to be KM 97. And here's the design that many Soviet coins looked like at the time, with the hammer and sickle that we're familiar with there in the middle. We have another French 5 centimes coin with Napoleon III. This one is dated 1854. I mentioned how the mint mark is going to be different on, or each mint mark has a different coin. One of the reasons for that is the privy marks that appear on either side of the date. They're oftentimes too well worn for you to really see what they are, but they're going to be different for each mint, in addition to having a different mint mark. So this one has a mint mark of, there at the bottom of the letter M, right there, which is going to be Marcel in France. So this one is KM 777.6. This coin is labeled as Coblenz there at the very top. This comes from World War I times, where in Germany there was a time where the German government was having trouble meeting demand, printing enough coins, and so a lot of localities printed up their own currencies, and they were called Natsgeld, or in this case, Kriegsgeld. This is the 10 Pfennig coin, and there's a whole large number of these Natsgeld and Kriegsgeld coins out there. It's kind of its own little foreign coin rabbit hole that you can go down. This specific one seems to be the one that's the easiest to find. This may have been the 4th or 5th one that I've found in quarter bins over the year. But it still has a book value of $1.10. This one is also made out of iron, and the catalog, these are not going to be listed in the Kraus catalog since it is a quite extensive collection of Kriegsgeld coins out there. Instead, the book you want to find out there was published by Funk, F-U-N-C-K, and in his catalog, this is catalog number 80.1. You can still find silver in foreign coin bins, and I'm surprised that every time I find one, because I feel like someone would have beat me to it. This one is features George VI, King and Emperor. And we flip it over, we see that it is a quarter rupee from India, 1944. This one is KM 547, at least that's the number in the old catalog. This particular coin is 50% silver, has a silver average weight of 0.0469, and so that's going to give us about $1 worth of silver on this coin. Here is a nearly uncirculated pre-decimal coin from New Zealand, featuring I forget if New Zealand had the Aboriginal people like Australia does, but certainly a native on here is featured on the 1 shilling from 1963. There is our portrait of Queen Elizabeth. This one's going to be KM 27.2. And this condition books for $2. If you ever see this lion on a coin, that means it is from Ethiopia. There are usually 2 different versions of the coins that look like this, depending on, or actually 3 different versions, a couple of different variations have. One of them has to do with the hair and the whiskers, and especially the ones that are coming down here during these approaching these symbols down here that I cannot read. And another way you can tell is how close the nose of the lion gets to the rim of the coin here. This one, there's a little bit of a gap on this one, and so the other version has even less of a gap than this one. Flip this one over, and it has a value of 5 cents. And I'm not able to read their number system, but on their calendar it says this was the Ethiopian calendar would say it was 1969, but on our calendar we say 1977. This coin is KM 44.1. Here is a design of coins from Belgium that was used for quite a while through the 1800s and early 1900s. This is a 2 centimes coin, abbreviated to look like just saying cents on here. As we flip this one over, going to have a monogram on this side in a year of 1909. It says the king is Leopold II, King of Belgium, and this is a time where still the Belgium made 2 different versions of their coin for the 2 different languages and spelling of their country. So this is the Dos Belgis version, so that makes this KM 35.1. Time for a couple of tokens to finish this video. This one is from a series of the U.S. presidents. This one's still pretty shiny, and I'm not going to pick up all of these, but I usually pick up Andrew Johnson since I am from Tennessee, and Andrew Johnson was from Greenville, Tennessee. For years, when I was in school, he was called the only president to have ever been impeached, and of course that has no longer the case, but if you don't remember, he was the president to follow Abraham Lincoln after he was assassinated. And then on the back here we have about a 1-sentence description of him as the tailor president. A few years ago I saw his tailor shop, which has been kind of like the Lincoln birthplace home. It's a log building that has been completely surrounded by a brick building by the U.S. government. So just a smidgen of Tennessee history right there. But yeah, I always like picking up those tokens. Here we have an international token. This one is from France, and well-worn aluminum token, but it says Chambre Syndicale des Patrons Boulangers Nantes. I don't speak French, but Nantes is a city And I believe this is the Trade Union Chamber uh, token of bakers. Has a value of 1/4 of a decime, which I guess would be 1/10 of a franc. I don't know why they just didn't call it. No, that would be, let's see, you don't see decim or decime on any of the French coins. This is a quarter of those. So thinking in the United States, a dime is 1/10 of a dollar. So maybe a decime or decime would be 1/10 of a franc. And so this would be a quarter of that. So about 2.5 centimes, I guess. But the words that go around the edge here loosely translate to valid at all bakers of the syndicate. So if you wanted to purchase anything for a baker, this would be essentially a coupon for 2.5 centimes off your purchase. So there we go. There are the 25 coins with a couple of tokens. That is lot number 1 out of this series. I've kind of put them all back in this bag here. And so there's 3 more videos that are going to follow up this one. I like keeping the running tally of the value of all these coins. I paid $20 for the whole lot. The coins in this bag have a book value of $20, so we're making pretty good progress. And maybe we'll see if we average $20 of book value through the whole, once we finish all 4 videos, that would get us to $80. So let's cross our fingers and see if we get to that number. But yeah, thanks for watching. We're going to have 3 more videos in this series, and then hope you like videos like this. I've got several more in the way. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.